Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel.
Hi,
My name is Uchenna.
and I'm IJ.
And tonight we are going to talk about Love is Blind, Season 2, Episodes 8 and 9. So yesterday we talked about 6 and 7 and a little bit of 8. We couldn't help ourselves. So much was going on. We just wanted to talk about everything. So we're going to finish up on episodes 9, 8 and a half, and 9.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the last dinners. So they all got to have a special last dinner before they made their decision.
Right, which I thought was nice.
Yes, and needed. So we're going to talk about Shane and Natalie. So I thought it was really introspective because they both talked about how they were before they got together. They both said, Natalie was like, I thought that I was happy before I met you, but I didn't realize what I was missing and how much more happier I could be now that I'm with you. I was really satisfied with my life. And now I realize that, it wasn't what it could be without you. And then Shane was like,
yeah, you don't know what you're missing till it's done
it.
or till you have something. And then you realize, oh my gosh, I was missing this all along.
Right, yeah. And then Shane was like, I was happy with my life too. I was content. I was going out every weekend, getting drunk, having hangovers, and then dragging on Monday morning, going to work. And I was happy with it, hanging out with my boys. And he said, now there's nothing more than I like better than waking up next to you.
I thought that was so sweet, right?
Yeah, I thought that was great for a guy to say, he'd rather stay at home than go out with and hang out with his friends.
Right. Like I said, I really like the way their relationship is progressing. Their communication and openness and willingness to be vulnerable to each other. Like, how many people tell you, I really need you. My love language is words of affirmation. I need you to really tell me how good I am, what you like about me. How many men will say that to you,
Not many at all, And I was also thinking that Shay needs to talk to Jared because Jared needs to realize that he doesn't need to go out all the time and spend some time with Ayana.
Even though they're both extroverts, but
right.
You're right. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Are they close at all? Do you know?
Well, the guys said that they love. No. I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up with Marriott at First Sight. I don't know. I don't know if they're close, but or not. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. You would think that they would be, but maybe not. Okay, so let's talk about Mallory and Sal. We kind of touched on about how he likes to play the ukulele. And so their last night together, I thought he sang a horrible song until the very end when it was like touching what he said. I can't remember because I want to tune that out. But she started crying. So she's loving it.
Yeah, I love the fact that he had dinner ready for her. He was making the only meal that he could prepare.
Oh, I know. I love that.
And he had the petals laid out and so forth.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cute that he made his only meal. Yeah, I thought that was cute. And when she said, I love you, it really touched him. I think he was finally happy.
Right. Do you think that's the first time they said it to each other?
I feel like that's like the first time. I'm not sure.
Right.
I feel like that was the first time.
Yeah. I thought that was sweet.
Now you can talk about the other singing.
Oh, about with the partner?
No, we talked about that last time, Under the Bridge or something.
He sang that song, which, not good to me.
I was just like, I fast forward really quick to the next scene.
Those ad-lib songs don't do it for me. But she liked it and it was cute. While they were like outside eating, by the bridge, all I could think of were mosquitoes being by the water. That's all I could think of.
All I could think was the smell. Yeah. The sun beating down on me, sweating.
Right.
And I'm not comfortable sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
There's no chair to lean back on.
Right, right.
So I'd have been like, can we take this indoors, please?
There's a restaurant right over there. Yeah, but I think they have a good relationship, you know.
Right, right.
Yeah. And so we get to Deepti and Shake, their last dinner. I don't understand why Shake won't kiss her. Like, why is that so hard? You know, I'm
It's not
tired
your
of
aunt. Get over it. It is
Right.
not your aunt.
Yeah, just try it and see. Like, I'm tired of hearing how much he loves her. Why can't you try to
Is
show
he
her?
okay? Do you think that he's afraid that if he actually tries to kiss her or make a move on her, that if it doesn't go well, then all hope is lost? At least this way, there's
Oh,
some like maybe it'll be okay. But once
right.
he does it, and if he wants to throw up afterwards, it's
It's
done
done.
deal.
Right. You're right. That might be it. Maybe that's what he's afraid of. You
Yeah.
know, maybe he's like not knowing is better than knowing, you know. Yeah. But do you
Yeah.
think that their marriage can work if they never have sex? Do you think that they'll
No, they will cheat on each other.
mm-hmm.
Because they say that sex is an important part of a relationship. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. My husband and I, we've been together for 24 years. I'm not going to talk about our sex life here because none of your business and nobody's paying me. But but they say that sex is an important thing. But I don't always think that sex is the most important thing. I
Right.
think your communication, how much you care for each other, what you do for each other, it kind of becomes then like best friends living together, roommates kind of thing. Do you want to then, because it's like that, do you miss the affection and want to go out and find affection elsewhere? I don't know. If you have other things going on in your life, then maybe not.
Right. And plus, you know, as you in the beginning of of a relationship, you need that passion, you know, but
Yeah.
as your relationship matures, you know, then it's not as important because you have all those other things that you mentioned, you know.
Right.
So I mean, in the beginning, probably not, but in the end, it's not, at least for the women, it's not as essential, you
Right.
know.
Totally agree.
Right. Yeah. So that'll be interesting because, you know, they had the whole arranged marriage thing, which is making them both think that it would work, even if they don't have sex.
Right. Because
You know,
they're thinking
so
of their parents. Their parents, each of them married 30 something years.
I know, and they look happy.
They look happy.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I mean, we all know
So
that not all marriages, it's going to have its up, its down, its highs, its lows, you know.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so Jarrett and Ayana, they went on their last dinner to the top of some building, and they
More
went.
giggling.
We didn't even get to see what they ate. You know, all we got
No.
to see is them eating dessert. So, but like you said, more giggling. And she seems like she's really unsure. She's not 100%. He seems like he's 100%. So I don't understand why she's so hesitant. Is it her age? You know, because she did say she's not established. She still has schooling that she wants to finish, and she wants to be a doula. I would be like, honey, sorry, you got to work after you get your master's. If you want to get your doula on the side when you have your job, you know, we can do that, but you can't get your master's and then get your doula degree or your doula certificate. That's not going to work. You got to start earning.
So I think what part of her issue is a trust issue. She's gone through a lot.
Because of Mallory, the whole Mallory issue?
No, because
she brings it up all the time.
I know, but she's gone through a lot in life. And she's bringing that baggage in. Even though she goes through therapy, we know that therapy isn't always going to take away everything. But I think the baggage that she has, that she's brought with her into this relationship, is feeding on this issue. I think too, the fact that he maybe doesn't communicate all the way through like some of the guys do isn't probably hindering it from making her feel safe.
And maybe they don't have a lot of conversations.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on when the camera's off.
Yeah, and which could partly be her problem because she's always kind of like joking and giggling. So I don't know. Maybe their foundation isn't as strong as it should be, and that's why she's having those doubts.
I definitely would like for them to talk and be open and vulnerable with each other. I would
Mhm.
definitely, she brings up Mallory, but he always brushes it off.
And they need to talk about it, just like Mallory and Sal did.
And maybe she
Uh,
needs to go to Mallory and find closure.
Right, because Mallory would say, like, I'm over him. I think they're both over each other. I think Jared is over Mallory and Mallory is over Jared. But Ayanna really needs to hear that, like you said,
Right.
you know. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I thought it was really cute when she was sitting on the counter and they were talking, and then he picked her up and carried her to the bedroom. That was,
Oh,
I thought that was really romantic,
yeah,
you
my man
know.
would do
She's
that, but okay. Like, okay, let's go.
But yeah, I think that they're a little iffy, you know.
I agree.
But they I think, oh wait, we haven't talked about we're not talking about the predictions yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk about the wedding dresses before we talk about the last couple.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I fell in love with Deep T's dresses.
Did you
Her
really?
Indian dress, her Indian dresses. Do you remember them?
I only remember a half shirt and a slip thing that
They
was
were all
sparkling.
half shirts with
Okay,
the
white
skirt.
one.
That's the
Yeah.
I thought they were all beautiful. Like I would much rather wear those than the typical wedding gowns. I thought they were gorgeous. Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I I didn't find them as formal as our wedding gowns.
Oh, even though they were like super glittery, you
Yeah, I
know,
didn't find them
and
formal. I
diamondy,
thought they were not formal. I
more
mean, they're
casual.
beautiful. Yeah, more casual, traditional. I mean, Indian clothing is beautiful. Like my friend,
Mhm.
she brought me my
Mhm.
Indian clothes. Ooh, I'm gonna try it on tonight. Yeah. Ooh,
Mhm.
maybe the
Mhm.
next time we tape, I'll wear it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
she brought me Indian clothing and I thought it was great, but I felt that it's not as formal as
Oh.
ours. It's more
Mhm.
it's luxe, of course, but not as
Right.
formal as ours. I
Mhm.
I liked nobody's in particular.
Well, you know what's funny is like the dresses that they said that they fell in love with, when we see them getting married, like the clips, they were totally different. The dresses were different.
I think Mallory, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm so sorry. Mallory's dresses that she tried on matched her personality.
Yeah,
Blah.
it did.
I was
Right.
like, this is your personality.
Right. Yeah.
That it's funny that what is the crazy girl's name again?
Danielle.
No, Danielle's the crazy one with the
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Danielle. Mhm.
Danielle's mom was trying to force Danielle to pick a dress. Danielle's like, no, I like this one over here. No, no. And they were going back to them. I was like, Mom, okay, she doesn't want that dress.
Right.
Quit talking
Right.
about it.
And you know what's funny? That's the dress that Ayanna decided to pick. Was a dress that that Danielle's mom wanted her to wear.
Mhm.
You know,
Did you like? I
but
liked Ayanna's sparkly dress that she wore, right?
I did, but she didn't
But she
like
didn't
it.
like it. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, she
Right.
didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I
Right.
loved mhm.
Yeah. And I
No,
thought
go
it was
ahead.
great that the moms met. Yeah.
Yes, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I thought
was
that was
really
great.
good.
Mhm.
Right. And I liked that. I also read that Nick Lachey and his wife were more involved with the participants, the cast members, than they showed. You know, they talked to them a lot, they mentored them a lot. So it wasn't just the one and two times that we've seen them, they talked to them more during
Well,
the whole
kudos.
thing.
Kudos.
Yeah.
So are they
Right.
the executive producers for this show or
Oh, I don't know. I have to look at the credits.
yeah, I'm just wondering
Yeah.
because the show seems so mature. I really like the show.
Yeah, so do I. I do. I really like it. And I like having Nick and his wife there. I can't remember her name. Vanessa. I
Yeah,
wish that
yeah.
we would see them more. Because on Love is Blind Brazil, those hosts were more involved with mentoring and talking to them.
Okay.
You know. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you watch Love is Blind Brazil?
Yeah, it was good.
It was okay. Maybe I'll watch it then. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to watch Japan, and that's a little slow. You know, I gotta try to watch it again. Mm. Okay. All right. So the boys have their bachelor party, and the girls have their bachelorette party. And I know that those men had to have been so geeked to be on Wrigley Field. That is huge, you know?
Like how did they get that?
And then to be on the big Jumbotron, that's amazing. That's like any
To
guy's
have their
dream.
names on the outside.
Yes.
When they first
Yeah.
enter. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, take a picture, hurry up.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And to have their friends there, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that would be like them inviting you and your friends for your bachelorette to New York Fashion Week to see all the great.
Yeah, that shows. Yeah, that would be amazing.
So I thought that was great. They really enjoyed it. I mean, they did.
Yeah, and then they had the batting, and poor Shane, he did not hit once, and they only allowed them 3. He couldn't keep on going, and he played it in college. So
he wore his baseball pants, they said. I was like, come on, Shane, hit that. And then when he missed all 3, I was like, and he was mad. He
was upset. He wasn't mad. He was embarrassed. He was pissed because Sal came on with dress shoes and was
his tight pants.
But what he did say was true. They were pitching slow. And if you're used to fast balls, that's a hard adjustment to do.
Because he was whipping it hard.
I know.
He just couldn't adjust. Yeah. So that was embarrassing. But he talked about Natalie again.
Right.
He said he's super excited. He's super happy. You know, best decision. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I thought the girls' bachelorette party, I don't want to be on top of a bus eating some dry food.
I know, and then to go on a boat, that was so boring. So boring.
No thanks.
Yeah. And take them shopping. The guys got to go to Wrigley Field. Take the girls shopping or do something, you know?
Right. Totally agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or let them go and try on clothes and not bring any home, whatever. But do something special.
All right, girls, you're only allowed to shop. You can, if you want to buy it, go ahead, but we're not paying for nothing, okay?
Right. I'd be happy with that. Okay, so now it's time for our favorite couple. Not at all. Nick and Danielle. So why do you think Nick is staying with that crazy girl?
I don't know why he's staying with her. They communicate a lot to each other, but their communication is kind of off. He's very realistic and in the here and now, and she's in the la-la world, making up scenarios in her head.
Right. Completely making things up. Do you think that the sex is fantastic? Because they do say crazy people have the best sex. And he was mentioning how she was biting him and giving him hickeys and stuff like that.
I don't think that's why. I think that they fell in love in the pod.
Yeah, right.
And they've maintained it. And maybe she's not crazy all the time. Maybe we see her at her worst.
Okay.
And if that's her worst, I couldn't handle it. But okay. No. Mm-hmm. But for him, it's
maybe he's able to handle it.
Yeah, because Plus, I think he likes being in control. Don't you think so? No.
So?
No, he doesn't.
I think that she's in control. I think she has the balance of the relationship because he's always apologizing to her. He's always making concessions to her.
Because he has to.
Right.
He has to in order to dead the issue so they can move on.
Right, that's true. Yeah, but I would think that she would be all on him and happy to be in a relationship with him.
She should
but
be.
yeah, but she's not, you know? And so we get to the marriage
The
between
wedding.
them, the wedding, yeah. So we don't know what he's going to say because up until he had his conversation with his best friends at his bachelor party, they were kind of like, are you sure that you want to do this? Is she the right person for you? And I think that made him really stop and think, can I deal with this for the rest of my life?
Right.
You know?
Right. And he must have said something to her that made her question whether he was going to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
he told her she wasn't ready.
Yes. Yes.
I thought, wow.
Yeah. I know.
So
I think
that's why she's crying constantly, right. The whole thing. She's unsure.
Right. And it's her fault. All this unsurety, all this hidden questioning is her fault because she can't handle
all the unnecessary drama. Sometimes I'm gonna tell her, shut your mouth.
Right. You're ruining it.
Shut it. You're ruining it.
Yeah.
Wait till you're married to show your true cuckoo side.
Which would be completely unfair to him.
Right.
Yeah, wait.
Right. Like when they start into their little, I get so upset when they start getting into their little tangents that I actually hit my
fast forward
because I don't want to hear her bullshit, her out there thoughts, her make believe stuff. I'm like, are you actually listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth because they don't make sense?
She's not listening to them.
No. So why does somebody want to be with somebody that's like that?
I don't know.
That's what upsets me about her because she's pushing. It's like she has something good and she's pushing it away constantly. She's her own worst enemy.
Right. I agree. So let's do our predictions.
Okay. Yes.
Since we're on Danielle and Nick, do you think that they're going to get married?
I believe he's going to say yes.
Oh my God. I know, especially since they did that whole. Did you see how much he was sweating?
He was sweating. Yes.
He was sweating buckets.
I was just like, is anybody else sweating like this? Or is this just
no, even the overweight priest was not sweating like that.
He
was nervous.
Yeah, he was nervous. I want to say, that's what you get for being an outside wedding. That would never happen to me.
Never.
If you said, hey, IJ, we're renewing our vows, I want you to, I'd be like, I will not be able to be present that day. Meet you at the reception inside.
You will never have to worry about an outside wedding for me. It will be indoors, even if it's like the perfect weather. We can look out into the perfect weather, but we will be inside.
Yeah. Amen.
So for me, I think that he's going to say no. He should say no. He should run. So I'm hoping that common sense prevails and he says no. Yeah. Okay. Run. So let's do Jarrett and Ayanna. Do you think they're going to get married?
He's definitely going to say yes. I believe she's going to say yes. I say yes for them, both of them.
I think he's going to say yes, and I think she's going to say no. I don't think she's ready to be married. I know. And will they date after this? Do you think anyone? No. Yeah, I know. I don't think so either. Okay, how about Deep Tea and Shake?
Yeah, they're going to get married.
I think they're going to get married too.
Plus the previous show, I think they get married.
Well, we see them celebrating. So, but yeah, I think they're going to get married. How about Mallory and Sal?
Yes, I'm going to say yes to them.
Okay. I think they will too. It's hard. It's hard to say yes, but I think they will.
Yeah.
Now, how about Shane and Natalie? We saw the previews where he says something.
The previews are effing with us. They're getting married.
Let's hope. Because she like really,
I will be so mad.
Really hurt.
Yeah.
I know.
Why about
She'll be mad.
Yeah. Why if he accidentally called her Shayna?
No. Well, then she better be happy that he did that and leave his ass.
But would that be enough to make him leave?
Yes, because you're not supposed to have any connection with that girl. So if you're calling her Shayna, that means you're thinking about her and you might be secretly seeing her. That's what I would think.
So who did the preview say messed up? He messed up?
So he said some really mean things to her the night before the wedding.
Why would he do that?
To sabotage it, maybe. Maybe she said something that he didn't like and he blew up and said something really mean to her. But that's not a real reason to not get married, because in relationships, you say mean things to each other, even though you shouldn't. But maybe he doesn't want to get married. I don't know. I'm going to say yes. I hope
I'm going to say yes because I cannot say no to those two.
I know.
Out of everybody there, the only two that I demand that get married are Deepti
and Sheikh
and Natalie and Shane.
Okay.
Everybody else, I'm like, okay. But those two don't get married, I'll be upset. Yeah, because they'd be a great couple to follow on Instagram.
Yeah, they would. Both of them would.
I know.
So we have next Friday or this Friday. So we have 3 more days and then we're going to find out. So check in with us on Saturday because we will let you know what happened.
Saturday or Sunday?
We only have 2 episodes, so let's just do it. Yeah. Okay, so there might be a reunion. So we'll do the final weddings and maybe the reunion.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We'll, yeah, Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. Just put on. That's why you should put on your notifications.
Sure, should.
Mm-hmm. Right. So bye, everyone.
Bye.